For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, I always like to do a little bit of intro music just to kick things off, just to change the mood a little bit and maybe dance with me. Oh, here we go. Welcome, Kary, everybody. Let's get with it. Come on. Move it, Kary. Come on, baby. Woo!
How's that? Is that about as wild as I get? Yeah.
Kary, I think it's the suit. I think the suit is starting
Yeah.
to restrict your moves.
I
You
hear
know
you,
what I
man.
mean?
I hear you. Well, I got a special thing today. That's why I'm wearing a suit, but I respect all the people here, by the way.
You look good. I'll give you another opportunity to dance with me here momentarily, okay? All right, my friends. I want to welcome Kary Oberbrunner joining us today. Kary, Kary helped me publish my book, and his company Ignited Souls is just so fantastic. I just cannot stop talking about the book and how much it's done for getting my message out, but also being able to connect with new people. To just really, it served beyond my wildest imagination of what could happen when you publish. Originally, I was just like, I just want to create something for my clients, and I really had them in mind. And me and my co-author Steve really were just wanting to serve our clients better. And it's just become something just so cool to see new people every day engaging with it. Every day I get multiple sales a day on Amazon, and it's just like blows my mind. And so, first, I want to say thank you to Kary. At the end of the book, of course, we've got it's protected by instant IP, if you guys could see it. And so that's something that they do for all their authors. And that was kind of my first real introduction into how this world works. But Kary is just so brilliant when it comes to bringing people's content and intellectual property into a space where it can truly be protected. And he's an author himself. He's got 14 books out, Wall Street Journal best-selling author. He's a speaker. He's got an amazingly round head, and I love him so much. Folks, let's give it up for Kary Oberbrunner.
Sweet, sweet, awesome.
Kary, what did I miss? What did I miss? Tell us more.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna start with value. I already see Nardia's from Boston, and I have a book launch party on May 21st. So I'm gonna send Nardia the link, and if anybody else wants to come to Boston, my co-author Katie and I are having an hors d'oeuvres special event. So there you go. That's Nardia. I'm Pam's friend. I introduced Pam to you. Caesar's my TEDx coach. You missed that.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that because somebody stole my TEDx talk, and we're gonna talk about that. And I'm going to show you how to protect your speeches and anything that you create. So this is going to be a lot of fun today.
I love it, man. I thought actually, since you bring up that we got to work on your TEDx together, which is brilliant, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go and watch Kary's talk. Um, as part of all of our clients' journey, we help them create a little application video, right?
Oh,
And yours was fantastic. You're so engaging, and the content was so good. I'd love to just show that to folks as a quick introduction
oh man.
into kind of what we're going to be talking about.
Mm.
So, Kary gets to watch himself on camera, which I know we all love to do. So let's just put him through that here momentarily. Let me bring it up here. All right, here we go. Look at that beautiful mug. Look at
I
that.
can't see it yet. I can't see it yet, but I think it's
How-
coming.
oh, how about now?
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you look good.
Thanks, man.
Have you ever had an idea and found yourself saying, I have something to tell you, but you have to promise not to tell anyone else? The question of how to protect our ideas from being stolen has been around for centuries. Some people think ideas are a dime a dozen, but I'm not one of them. Hi, my name is Kary Oberbrunner, and I'm an author and a publisher, and I believe ideas are worth protecting. Now, there are ways of doing this: patents, copyrights, trademarks, but they're slow and they're expensive. I was thinking the other day, if blockchain technology can make NFTs that are unique and protectable, why could they not protect our intellectual property as well? Welcome to the world of Web3. In this version of the internet, blockchain technology creates digital smart contracts, which are time stamped. This means that anytime someone tries to pirate your idea, you can prove it. In the first version of the internet, they created and they owned. In 2004, Web 2, we created and they owned. But in Web 3, we own what we create. This is a game changer for inventors, writers, and you.
Woo!
Boom,
Bravo.
boom. Got to give props to Caesar on that one. Yeah. No, but here's the funny thing. I do a talk on protecting your ideas, and my TEDx talk got stolen. How nutty is that? I actually want to show you the guy so we can all beat him up. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well,
Um,
first of all,
yeah.
Kary, that pitch right there landed you something like 10, 11 invitations to speak, right?
And I
And
got to
so
I got to give you props though, because TEDx was something I wanted to do for years. And I always did it myself and never got one. So I mean, I even had some good ones, man. I went into Shawshank and wrote Day Job to Dream Job and launched it with the Hollywood celebrities in Mansfield, Ohio. That didn't get me one, but sure enough, when Caesar helped me position it, I had 11 offers. So thanks.
Well, it was a fantastic pitch. And look, I think it speaks to the need, right? The that people are not just interested in the topic, but also that it aligns with the platform.
Mm.
And in this sort of wild west of technology that just seems to be advancing more rapidly than we can keep up.
Oh yeah,
I think that there's both a fear and a real need
yeah,
to protect your ideas, especially
absolutely.
when you speak.
Absolutely. Just in the NSA, I'm in that Facebook group, and just the other day, somebody posted a statement, and I thought this was interesting. They basically said, you're speaking on a stage, somebody stands up and starts recording you with their phone. What do you do? And the truth is that Caesar, we have meta glasses today. These aren't them, but I mean, anybody today could be listening to your talk or reading your blog or just at a business meeting. I mean, no joke. I was in North Carolina with my friend Chad Jenkins. I'm at dinner the day of a business conference, and I look and I see a dude having a pin. And then I look to next to him and I see another guy wearing a pin, and I knew what it was. And I'm like, "Are you guys recording our entire dinner?" And they said, "Yeah, absolutely. We wake up in the morning, we press record, and then we come back. We're at a business conference, plug it into our AI, and the whole day has been recorded." Well, that sounds nice until you realize, like, oh, all that stuff you were sharing about your business, which is intellectual property, or your talks, or your frameworks, or your book ideas, is now in someone's AI. And whether they have good motives or ill motives, it's still training their AI model.
Right.
So, folks, I'm here today to say, I was part of the Anthropic lawsuit. So if you didn't hear about that, Anthropic stole 500,000 books and trained their AI model, and three of my books were taken. And so now I'm getting $3,000 a book. It's like, oh wow, that's nice. But the reality is that we live in a world today where you can't keep up with the speed of AI unless you have a new IP protection method. And I'm going to teach you that method today. And you're all going to get a free smart contract so you can protect your first talk.
I love it. I love it. I just want to jump right in, Carrie. So folks are ready to go.
Yeah,
Look, I think that you're the expert here. So I have my questions as we go
yeah.
along, of course.
It's gonna be a deep
Um,
dive.
what's
It's gonna
that?
be this is gonna be a deep dive.
Yeah.
They're gonna learn, but I'm gonna really bring it down to basics. Like, what is a patent? What is a trademark? What is a copyright? Do you need a file? Like, we're gonna get into some really cool stuff.
Yeah, let me start with this question though. What do you say to those folks that are basically like, "Hey, look, everything gets stolen,
Yeah,
everything's shared. Who am I to like, even if they take my stuff, can I really protect it?"
yeah,
Like, what do you say to that person?
yeah. Here's the thing. Um, IP is like a house. Okay, so first of all, most of the people on this call don't think they have any intellectual property. Okay, so that's the first thing. I talk all over the place on this. And the first thing is people say, "Psh, I don't have any IP." And I want to show a slide that will kind of blow your mind because it will show you that you have tons of IP. Okay. This slide here, let me get to it. Here's, and by the way, this is lawyer approved. I want everyone to realize that I am not a lawyer, nor am I giving legal advice. However, I have the best-selling book on all of Amazon for patents, trademarks, copyrights, and all of intellectual property, co-written by my lawyer. Okay?
Hmm.
So this book, Katie Rubino and I chatted today. We chatted yesterday. She'll be in Boston, by the way, at that book signing. But like, she knows a ton of IP professional. She's the IP professional. I'm the IP practitioner.
Hmm.
Okay. And so what I do is I actually make it practical, which is, I think, helpful for all of you. But let me show you this slide really quick. Does anybody here have a website? Raise your hand. Okay, everybody. Does anyone here have a logo? Does anyone here have a business name or book title? Okay. My point is this, you all already have said you have IP, and here's a deeper look here. But everybody on the planet has slogans, slide decks, webinar, booklets, brochures, lead magnets, domain names. I mean, this is intellectual property. Okay. And um, I want you to realize like IP is the weirdest thing in the world. You don't even see it until you see it. It's like the Matrix. Okay. And so right now, when I'm drinking my Owala, guess what? There's IP everywhere. Okay. There's IP in the name, right? So that would be a trademark. There's IP in the design. That would be a design patent. Okay. They probably have created something that's a piece of paper inside that gives instructions. So that could actually have been a registered copyright. Okay. If they have certain instructions or methods. My point is this, like down here is a lot of IP. I mean, everywhere. IP is everywhere. Play-Doh is trademarked the scent. Anyone play with Play-Doh? Guess what? You're playing with IP. The smell is trademarked. Anyone here ever get Tiffany's, a Tiffany's thing or buy Tiffany's? Guess what? They've trademarked the color or John Deere. The colors of John Deere are trademarked. And you might say that's really stupid. How can you trademark a color? Well, imagine somebody else creates a tractor and uses that green and yellow and now all of a sudden is filming a YouTube and being like, "This tractor stinks. I can't believe it." It fell apart, and all of a sudden John Deere is now having customer confusion. And
Hmm.
so intellectual property, you think it's for the company, it's actually for the consumer. We have created IP so that the people who are creating are incentivized. And so there's a lot of people who say, "Oh, we there should be no such thing as IP." Here's the point, folks. Tell me if you know this. I'm going to show three circles on the screen. First one who gets it, Caesar is going to get a special smart contract courtesy of Caesar. Okay. Tell me
Love it. Love it.
right in the chat if you know what this is. Does anyone know who came up with this, what it is, what it's called, anything?
Oh
Anybody?
yeah. Come
Anybody
on,
know?
friend. There it is. That
Oh,
was
okay. I look. Nardia, cool name. Nardia got it first. So we're gonna drop in a link here in a moment. Here's the point. Does anyone know how much he makes from this? This is one page of one book. Okay. So this is one page of one book. By the way, it's a talk. Does anyone know what this is called or how much he gets paid? Yep. Carl got it. R. Carl, Golden Circle. So how can a dude write three circles in three words and get paid $150,000 to deliver this talk? What the heck? Did he come up with circles? Come on now. So it's called the Golden Circle, and here's what you do. Here's what you need to do to create IP. You need to name it and you need to describe it. So if you're taking notes, write that down. You need to name it and you need to describe it. He didn't just say, those are the circles. No, you can't trademark circle, but the golden circle. And then to be able to describe it, now it's unique. Okay. So that's very important. But here's the point. Back to your point, Caesar. Hey, didn't we all just create a talk based on other people's stuff? Well, you could say the same thing with music. Every music is just stealing from another artist. Come on, can you really, blah blah
Right.
blah. I hear this all the time. Well, guess what? We live in this nutty world today where somebody grabbed Murphy. Okay, so this is Murphy Campbell, right? Here she is. By the way, I don't know who she is, but I saw this, and I guess she writes banjo music about original stuff and about her family. Okay. But now when you type in Murphy Campbell AI, guess what's going to happen? You're going to hear a very sad story that was picked up by Rolling Stones, where somebody fed her voice into Suno, and the terms and conditions say if somebody feeds you in there, they now can train all their AI models off your voice. Now, she didn't even do it. So get this, they took her music. She hadn't filed copyrights. So
Mm,
all of a sudden they feed it in there and they file copyrights in her own music and locked her out of her own songs.
wow.
So this is what I'm saying. IP is a house, and there's some people who say, I'm gonna leave the front door open. Why? Because I'm generous. I don't care if people take my talk. I don't care if people record my stuff. My framework, it's three circles and three words. Who cares? Okay, great. There's a term called squatting, where people kick you out of your own house and lock you out and take over your house. It's crazy. Well, that's true with IP. You don't need a patent on everything you do. Why? Because patents cost a lot of money. I have three of them. I don't like paying for them. Okay. Check this out. You're going to learn a lot today. So, this is the types of IP. We didn't put trade secrets on here. Trade secrets is the Dr. Pepper formula, KFC's secret recipe. I'll talk about trade secrets in a moment, but usually you have patents, trademarks, copyrights, and trade secrets, you could say too. Problem with patents is it takes 1 to 3 years, costs $30,000. Imagine you pay that fee. Does anyone know the average rejection rate of a patent? First time rejection rate. What do you think? You pay 30,000, you hire an IP lawyer, you wait 3 years, and then they send you a letter and say, oh, it's rejected. You got to pay more money and more time. Guess what the average rejection rate is? Let's see in the chat. Go ahead, take a shot. I don't see anybody typing yet. We might have to give away more prizes. 70%, 80%, 86%, 86% rejection rate first time. So now you're like, what the heck? Okay, we're going to show you today how you can actually block a patent. And Caesar's going to give a link. Caesar, can you drop in the link so everybody can get a free smart contract? I'm going to show you
Sure.
how you could actually create something with Instant IP and block a $30,000 patent. And I'll tell you why. Does anyone know what all intellectual property is based on? Take a shot. I mean, nobody gets this right, but somebody might get this right here. What is all intellectual property based on? What do you think? In other words, why don't I own the Golden Arches? I'm giving you hints. Why do I not own the Golden Arches? Why do I not own the Nike swoosh? What? Yeah. So Kathy's saying first to file. So Kathy's kind of right. She's talking about timing. She's talking about timing. So the reason why you can prove that you have IP versus somebody else is because it's time. So now think about this. Blockchain can prove time and nobody can debate it. So again, I fell into this by accident. I'm a publisher and I just got really concerned about my authors. And I said to my authors, you know what? We publish books. I'm going to show you our proven process. So we hop on a call. We decide if you're a good fit, if we're a good fit. We start publishing your book. Before we publish it, we start protecting it. Why do we protect it? Because we don't want to start promoting it until we protect it. And so I started to say, you know what, that we got to create some kind of process and we don't want to patent things, trademark things. Copyrights are fine, but they take time. But Caesar, when you're writing your book, didn't you just have a great idea before the book came out? You're writing chapter one and you're like, dang, this is good. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, this is good. This is a framework because you're actually sitting down and thinking. Most,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it took iterations, of course, and then you go like, ah, okay, here's the thing. And then once you're in the mindset of going like, hey, I could call this something.
yeah,
Hey, I could make this unique. Then you
yes,
start seeing it everywhere,
yeah.
right?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
for sure, I mean, there's a dozen different things in the book where I'm like, oh, that's IP,
That's
and here's the
IP. Yeah.
name, here's the
Yeah.
thing.
And so what a lot of people do is they think, oh, crud, I gotta wait. I gotta wait a while. But here's the thing. We call this the IP flywheel. Most people go from publish to promote to profit. Publish, promote, profit. They forget publish. And publish doesn't mean that you actually put your book on Amazon, just like you publish a speech. Publish just means that you create it. So most people go from the moment of creation, then they go and promote it, and then they
Right,
profit. They forget this protect. The protect is the whole piece
right.
that's going to give you confidence. And I say this because here's my TEDx talk. By the way, great photo there. Look at that, Caesar.
Killer.
Thank you. Right. So I had I believe it or not, I had 1 million people watch this TEDx talk, and here's the problem. All of a sudden, I'm looking to quote myself in my book and I type in abracadabra and blockchain, and all of a sudden I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? And luckily I'd protected my talk, but this guy named Sergi, who I didn't even know, I said, if you're gonna copy my TEDx talk word for word, please give credit back. We spent over 100 hours preparing this. I mean, you remember that, Caesar.
Yep.
All right, so then I'm like, okay, he's not responding. Fine, I'll just post on LinkedIn. And, am I mad? Am I angry? No, but, and then I talk about it, right? And then guess who shows up on the LinkedIn? The guy,
Mm.
the guy from Georgia, not the country, not the country. He's a celebrity in his country. He's a filmmaker, he's a strategist, and he said, guess what? We used AI to write articles.
Uh,
Super sorry. Uh, here's the point. Here's the point, everybody. We got this really cool tool for free called Find the IP. You can go to instantip.today, and when you click Toolbox, you don't need to enter your email. You don't need to opt in. You just click Find the IP, and you pop in your website there, and you press a button, and 60 seconds later, and this could even be a manuscript, Caesar. This could be a speech. And 60 seconds later, it's going to pop out all the IP from your website. Okay, now we're not training on your confident, we're not training. This is private and confidential. But we've created that tool because again, most people are like, I don't have any IP. And then once they see that, my point is this, if I can do that, AI can scrape your website.
right. So, Carrie, real quick, let's pause
Yeah.
here. So you contact this guy, and this is kind of best case scenario because he's like, "Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
We
he took
just,
it down. Yeah.
yeah," and yeah, and he's responsive, right? But then there's those that are would could be malicious or could be just trying to take it and say
Yep.
that it's theirs from the beginning,
Yep.
right? And Worst case, as would be this musician, right? Where you lose your own music, your own
Yeah.
creation.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. It's wild. There's another story about a female artist whose producer was kind of be trying to be silly. And basically what they did was he fed her music into the Suno, okay? And the problem is she's bawling. I'm gonna get this quick little thing that I'm gonna show you a picture of her, but she's bawling because she's like, you know how much money I've spent on my talk, on my voice training, you know? And anyways, she's now screwed, unfortunately, where I got her picture right here. She's bawling, man. And again, she says, please learn from what happened to me with AI. I don't want it to happen to any other musician. And again, her producer, who should be on her side, was trying to be cute and funny, didn't read the terms and conditions, and now she's, you know, her voice is being trained all over the world, even though she, and here's me. You should have protected with instant IP. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just in the future, right? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Whenever you get into an IP situation, most people think, oh, it's going to cost a lot of money, a lot of time. And who has that desire, right? The point is this, we are all inspired by other people. So back to your point, Caesar, you can be inspired by other people, but I'm going to show you how easy it is and what I do before I do a talk, okay? So Caesar, I'm going to encourage everybody to grab a free link. I did this just for Caesar today. So I think, am I spelling your name right? Yeah. So if you go to instantip.today/Caesar, click this, and you're going to get a free smart contract. Okay. I'm going to put that in the chat because I'd love for people to do this while we teach because they can protect their first thing and really see how easy it is.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I just popped it in there.
You got it. Good, good. Okay. So here's what it looks like. You come to the dashboard and you say, hey, what do you want to protect? A photo, a text, or a file? Okay. And again, I'm not against patents. We've protected this. Okay. I'll spend a lot of money on something that's really, really important. Okay. But again, back to the house analogy. Most people leave their front doors open. Instant IP is like a deadbolt lock. And then you can have a ring camera, which is like a trademark. Then you can have a guard dog, which is like a copyright. Then you can have a fence, which is like a patent. In other words, do you need everything? Up to you. How important is that? But a lot of times I'm just cranking out ideas. And so instant IP is fine, right? Because I'll show you here in a court of law how cool this is. So, Caesar, I have something called the 18 streams of income, really important. It's something we teach. It's unique process. And so I call this, the 18 streams of income. And there's a way to like check if to see if this is taken because we get this question all the time, right? Hey, could I call it that? What we recommend is going to Google. Okay. So we recommend going to Google and we recommend putting parentheses around it. Okay. So that's, oops, sorry. So that's kind of how you search to see if the name's open, right? Because you don't want to call something the golden circle and then have Simon Sinek all over you. The other thing you do, Caesar, super easy and fast. You just go to USPTO, hit trademarks, hit that search button, and you press the green button, and then you can pop that in there. Because again, we want you to check, right? So if I do that, and look, nobody has it, okay? So that's open. You see what I'm saying, Caesar?
Yeah.
Okay. And if people are confused by this, I could totally interpret this and it's kind of fun and all this like dead canceled, dead abandoned mean that somebody they got that office action where they had to pay more money and they're like, forget it, you know? Other times it's the green button that says pending, but these dudes, anyway, there's nothing there. It would show up first. So that's open. So I could call it that. All right. Now, to describe it, you would basically say, a unique process created by Kary Oberbrunner. And I get this question a lot. Oh, I've been using this for 5 years. What if I just protect it today? Well, say first used in, because we're building a case. So first used February 2021, whatever. Then what's pretty cool, Caesar, is you can keep it hidden as a trade secret. or you can go public. So this is like defense or
Yeah.
offense. Okay. So if you got a talk that you're working on, but it's secret, you don't want anybody to know yet, put it as a trade secret. What that means is that it's impossible to find. Why? Because we're using something called cryptography. It means hidden in plain sight. Now, if you go public, then where it's going to show Caesar is it's going to show on our version of the USPTO search. You see,
Mm.
where a lot of people are protecting all their IP. You can look at different companies. You can look at the different types of IP. In other words, this is offense. You want the world to shut up and respect you. Okay? You see what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
the difference between offense and defense. But now I click protect and I'm going to keep mine hidden because I'm just demoing it. Now we charge $97 per smart contract, okay? And we have different packs that go cheaper and stuff. But I've personally invested Caesar over $1 million of my own money. Like I've never taken a dime from anybody.
Wow.
VC. Why? Because I believe in this. Okay. But I'm going to use a credit. Everybody gets one free. Right now, what it's doing is it's verifying that the file is legit. It's saying, hey, do you have an IP credit? It's turning it into a smart contract. It's protecting it on the blockchain, Ethereum layer two, which is Polygon, and now it's protected. When it's protected, I can view it in my portal. Here it is. Now, what's kind of cool about this is I literally created an asset. I didn't just create an idea. I can now transfer this to my own wallet if I ever want to sell this idea or license it, right? This is your idea.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, this is your idea. So like Caesar, if you ever exit your company, if they go to value it and they just say, oh, well, cool, he's got a bunch of clients. But no, he's got frameworks and systems and processes, and now they're all smart contracts. Now, what's cool about this is if anybody tries to step in your house without your permission, boom, you click that button. There's your certificate. Now, I want to share this really important piece. Everybody on this call has seen a TM before, right? You all
Yeah.
seen TMs? And I know this
Yeah.
world gets pretty crazy because, like, what's an R versus a C versus a TM? Here's the little secret truth they don't tell you about TMs. You ready for this? By the way, how many of you have ever TM'd anything? I
I
have.
started the process.
I've, yeah, but I mean, have you ever even just thrown a TM on something?
No.
No? Okay. Before I learned IP, I would throw TMs on everything and I'd be like, sweet, that's my idea, TM. That's my idea, TM. But here's the problem with this. You ready for this?
Yeah.
It means nothing. And if you're like, what are you talking about? I'll show you why. Okay, I just got to say this, Caesar, really quick because we're going to talk about that superscript IP. But I have an article that people can read later that it's actually dangerous to use a TM. And here's why. TM, check this out. It's an unregistered trademark. Okay. So let's say Caesar's speaking and he threw a TM on his slide, but I'm like, ooh, he threw a TM on a slide. And I go over to the USPTO, right? And I gotta move this here. Come on now. Sorry. I go to the USPTO and I look up the thing, right? And unless it says registered, okay, so like I'm gonna put in my name because I actually did trademark my name. And I'll tell you why I did in a moment. But see how this says pending? See that? Pending?
Yeah.
That's the only time in the world you should ever use a TM. Because what it's doing is it's saying that you filed it, but you're waiting.
Oh.
I can't throw an R on that. If I throw an R on that with a circle, I can go to court because the government's saying you're using a registered trademark when it hasn't been registered yet. That's illegal. But a TM should only be used if you literally filed with the government and it's pending. All other times, check this out, Caesar. All other times, you're telling your competitors, I think this is valuable,
Right.
but I haven't done anything with it. So
Right.
that gets into that um, Murphy banjo player lady.
Right.
She's telling the world like, "Hey, I think this is valuable, but I haven't done anything." You're actually inviting theft by doing that.
Right.
Or if you throw a TM on something and you didn't check, now you're culpable And you might actually throw a TM on somebody else's R, and now you're getting sued. So I just want to encourage everybody, a TM is not good. Instead, do what I just taught you, instant IP, and here's why. I got to get to my little thing here. We give you for life a superscript IP. And you might say, well, what does that mean, Kary? What does a superscript IP mean? It means that it's backed with blockchain. In fact, we went and filed in 38 countries this superscript IP. It's like Idaho potatoes. It's called a certification mark, where nobody else on the planet can use superscript IP unless they've used instant IP. And then when you do protect something on instant IP, use that all over the place. No subscription required, no additional fee. It's yours. And here's the cool thing. Ready for this, Caesar? Look at how that ends in AE39. You see that?
Yeah.
AE39, that's my unique fingerprint that I just created with Instant IP. You might say, well, what's cool about that? Well, now when I go to my portal, right? I go to instantip.today/app. Now if somebody tries to steal that 18 streams of income thing, now what I do is I view the IP. And again, this is nerdy and it gets a little bit technical, but just trust me and hang with me, okay? You
Yeah.
all get to name your IP after yourself or your company. That's what I encourage you to do. But now it's time stamped. You see that? It's UTC time zone, but I did that at minute 34 on this webinar. And you might say, well, what's cool about that? Well, now I click the transaction. Now I scroll down and click to show more. Again, a little bit nerdy, but hang with me. In a court of law, I could just click this button. There's that AE39. In other words,
Right.
my certificate matches the
Yeah.
blockchain. And if somebody tried to grab my image offline and upload it and say, no, that's mine, that it would show a broken hash, which would reveal that it's fake, that it's not actually yours. And we can go back to the timestamp and say that's your first use. And
That's cool. So
isn't that
it's like
cool?
easily defensible and provable.
It's
Um,
amazing. Lawyers
yeah.
love it because otherwise lawyers are like, let's try to go into your email and let's try to prove that, wait, hold on, and it could be manipulated. And yeah, so this
Yeah.
is like super tight. In fact,
So
yeah,
so two questions real quick here,
go for
Carrie.
it.
So since my book is has been protected, right?
Yeah.
All the content in it has been protected. Is there a need for me to specifically protect like a certain image or
Yeah, great.
name within
I know
it?
what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll answer that question two ways, okay? We still file your book as a copyright. So again, books are so important. I mean, books change lives. So we're throwing all of our books on Instant IP, minus two, right? There it is. We put the lock on the back, right? That's the new version. But what else we're doing is we file a registered copyright. The reason why is because now you can sue for more damages. It's like you putting extra security on your house, okay?
Hmm.
But to your point, Caesar, what did Simon Sinek do? He pulled out one page of the book and
Right.
protected that. Why did he do that? Because you can't license unique things if it's all together. In other words,
Oh.
if Caesar wants to license the great speech, they're getting it all. So think of story brand for a moment. Donald Miller. Donald
Hmm.
Miller wrote a book, but he turned it into software, but he turned it into certified story brand coaches. In other words, he's using multiple streams of income, which we teach. But if you put everything in one smart contract, which you could, everybody here could put every speech they ever did in one smart contract, Caesar's gift. But the problem is that then you are now selling your whole portfolio together, just like
Right.
Michelangelo,
Got it.
putting all your
That
art
makes a lot of
together.
sense.
Does that make
So
sense?
the other big question is have you seen folks that have had to use this yet to
Yeah.
defend it? And what does that look like?
Instantip.today/court. The cool thing about this is 88 countries are now compatible with blockchain, 30 states, EU 27. First court ruling was 2018. We've developed an entire page. This is not me, by the way. This is not even the American Bar Association. This is the International Bar Association pumping up blockchain. You can click these and read the reports, okay? Um, Slide decks, okay? What is the evidence? Different types of talks. Here's me presenting to Congress, okay? So here's me, talking in Harvard. All the smart people are in the afternoon, then they put me in the morning. But this was sent to Congress and cited. And here's why. Here's why. Guess how many patents they're backlogged right now. I wrote this article called The IP Dam Dilemma. You can
Oh,
find
I don't know.
you can fact check me. They are sitting there at the USPTO,
Wow.
800,000 patents. And this was last year. AI is speeding up, and so we can't keep up anymore.
That's wild.
You see?
So
So
it solves multiple problems. I want to leave some time too for some questions here, Carrie. This
questions.
has been
Do it.
like, wow, crazy enlightening.
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's
lot. It's a
solved.
lot. So
It's
we can do best practices too.
it's so cool though. Folks, I'm gonna drop the link in again for you guys. Go and protect something for free right now.
Absolutely.
And I want to open it up to questions because I know there's going to be some insight that you can add here to folks'
Yeah.
specific concerns. If you have a question now, just go ahead and come off a mute, or you can raise your hand. Either way, and Carrie is here for you. So, what have you got? Okay, Kathy says I copyrighted my book, and my book was used in that giant database Meta pulled from. I filed in the lawsuit, and I heard nothing. I'm not sure what else I can do.
Yeah. Totally. So the main website for what she's referring to, if it was the Anthropic one, is this website, anthropiccopyrightsettlement.com. If you're curious if you were infringed upon, you can click this button and you can search by your name. And when you do that, I'll just show you really quick here. Again, that was three examples of my own that were stolen right here. Boom, boom, boom. And because I had filed a copyright, I'm able to get damages. Okay. Now, again, Meta stole some too. Each legal battle is different. Um, it's sad. It's really
Yeah.
sad. And what I've seen people do, unfortunately, is I've seen people say, well, what's the use? I'm not going to sing anymore. I'm not going to write anymore. I'm not going to create anymore. I'm not going to speak anymore. That's not the answer. The answer instead is to have that IP flywheel where you publish, protect, promote, and profit. So I don't want anyone to lose their giftedness. I believe you've been given by God a great talent, and so I want you to keep writing. But my main thing is that people can't copy speed and innovation. So even though, you've been dragged into the past, and I could have been bitter for my whole life. I've had multiple people steal from me, like even my own clients, even my own employees at one point. Not anymore. My employees are amazing. But it can really jack you up, like in your headspace, because it takes a lot to create even a speech.
Mhm.
So I want to
Yeah.
encourage you, rest in instant IP, rest in your copyrights, your trademarks, your patents. Be aware, but keep on creating.
So then just this is Kathy. So then
Mhm.
I don't because I went through like USPTO. I got the title copyrighted. I got the book. I went through the all the channels I was supposed to, and they came back and said, "Yep, it's copyrightable." But yeah, it was all when I friends were telling me they're like, "Your book is in there," and I was like, "Oh crap!" So um, I just don't know next for the future, I guess, Carrie.
Yeah,
What would I do differently? Because I felt like I did everything I could do, and then
yeah,
Meta came along and took this database that was
yeah,
done in Eastern Europe, and everybody's pulling and training AI from that.
yeah,
So all of Kathy's IP
yeah,
trained everybody's AI. So there
yeah.
you go.
No, I hear you. So here's what I would do. I would continue to be an advocate. It actually is great marketing for you. So people only want to copy something that's of worth. In other words, when I take my trash out to the corner every Thursday, nobody steals it. Nobody steals my trash can. Why? Because it's worth nothing. But if people are stealing something that, first of all, it's a good thing. Not really, but I mean, rest in the fact that you're worthy of being copied. Talk about it, write about it, speak about it. It's actually great marketing because people are like, whoa, she must have something worth something. But then go through all the right channels. Jump on the posts. Let's get legislation to be more concerned. Why? Because these companies are worth billions of dollars. And why? Because they stole from you and me. It's not
Yeah.
fair. But you've done all the right things, but keep on creating and just speaking on it, teaching on it, training on it.
And then
Yeah.
go through instant IP, right?
Yeah, here's what I do, folks. Here's my process. My process is I get zapped with inspiration all weird times of the day and night.
Yeah.
The first thing I do is I actually have created a spreadsheet where
Mm.
I take inventory. Okay, you're all going to get a free $2,000 course here too. It's free that it's me coaching you over my little shoulder when you do this. But first click Caesar's thing, get that in your thing. But you see this copies of Kary's stuff. I have taken inventory of all my stuff. And here's the point. Everyone's like, well, you're Kary, or we talk about Taylor Swift. Everyone's like, well, that's Taylor Swift. There's a little phrase that we say, don't wait till you're big to protect your IP. You become big by protecting your IP. Taylor Swift protected her name before she got big. 21 Pilots. All these people, all the people that you think are amazing and all this stuff, it's because they took their IP seriously. So do that now. So I have a little dashboard where I have an idea, I throw it on Instant IP, then I decide, is that
Mm,
something I want to trademark later on? Is it something I want to copyright? Is it something I want to patent? Those are the time and money things that cost a lot more.
yeah. Okay, we've got a couple other questions. Thanks so much for that, Kathy. So let's start with Carl. So he's saying, so we should protect our company names, logos, entire books, book titles, our talks, and concepts within the books. He's asking, does that cover it? I think he's saying, should we
Yeah.
do all those separately?
Yeah. I know this is nuanced a little bit, it's a little bit wild, but let me just tell you something here. So there's a thing legally that you cannot protect a book title. Now, I know that sounds really weird. Caesar might be like, crap, I can't protect that. I can't protect the speech. So check it out here. Blink, Malcolm Gladwell came after blink, 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 blink. I mean,
Mm,
you see what I'm saying? Like, in other words, you can't copyright a title unless you actually trademark it. And here's how. You might say, Kary, how in the world did you get around this? And I'll tell you what. If anybody does love Instant IP, by the way, if they end up getting 5 credits down the line, like Pam, I throw in free coaching, which is awesome. I call it the IP Lab. But what I did with this, Caesar, I'm going to give people a strategy, okay? So let me share my screen. I knew that this was going to be big. So I got around it. You might be like, well, how the heck did you trademark? You are an IP company. You ready for this? Here's the only thing you need to do. You need to turn it into something else additional. So if you have the great speech and you have great speech certified coaching,
oh, nice.
great speech. The moment you turn it into something additional for your book, you can then
Yeah,
trademark your book, which is pretty hot. Purpose Driven Life did this, Rick Warren. Okay. So again, I know these little tricks that you can do that are like, so I don't trademark every book that I do, but if something I feel like is a big deal, I'm going to do that extra little thing.
I love it. That's fantastic. And I'm going to do that.
Good.
All right, next
But
next one here.
while you're waiting, go throw it on Instant IP. And here's why. When you file a trademark, they literally request a specimen. So think about this for a moment. If you file a trademark, if you file a patent, this is why lawyers like Instant IP. They either love us or hate us. They hate us because they think we're going to take their jobs, like when cars came and they thought horse and buggies are going away. But the lawyers who are really abundant minded get it. We're actually saving their hourly rate. We're reducing the hours for the client because now we're giving them that certificate of the specimen that you can't debate. You know what I'm saying? So now you're
Hmm.
showing in a court of law, like, hey, this is the first time I used it.
Yeah. Okay. Nardia says, so what do we protect around TEDx Talks? The script. I'm assuming the actual recording belongs to Ted, but perhaps I've just been worn down as a professor that has handed too much IP over to journals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so Ted owns the video, but you can protect the
Yeah, because
content,
think about
yeah,
Simon Sinek. His first thing he
right.
did was wasn't it a TEDx talk? TED Talk?
I mean, that's what made him
Start
big,
with
right?
why. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, they don't own your content, but yeah, the video in that form. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's almost like you've licensed it to them to use, and then they can use the video however they want. I mean,
Yeah.
there are some when if you talk to a lawyer, there's some things that you could do, like but I think generally speaking, yeah, what you want to protect is the script. Okay, maybe an elementary question, thinking out loud. If you quote another author in your book and use instant IP, is there a conflict?
There's not a conflict. There's a rule out there, and it's very squishy. It's very subjective. This is before Instant IP ever came about. How long can you quote an author? How long is the quote? So if you Google that or ChatGPT that, you'll find that it's subjective, but it could be around 250 words. In other words, most books do quote other people. And so the where you'll get nailed, here's where you'll get nailed. Song lyrics. Okay, so like if you use song, like you put a whole song in your book, you're dead. Like even if it's less than 250 words. Um, Mel Robbins got nailed. Does anyone know this? What did Mel Robbins get nailed for recently, right?
Yeah, the let them theory, right?
Yes, yes. It was a
Yeah.
poem by Cassie. Okay, and so here's the thing. Like we live in such a sh connected world that you come out with something, people are gonna bust you, you know, but they're gonna go back again. It's all based on time. Who was there first, Mel or Cassie? And then Cassie
Right.
was there first. So I hope that answers that question.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Amanda says, can you speak to the intersection of IP and AI use? For example, if
Sure.
you use AI to help design something like the logo, book cover,
Yeah.
etc., and go through various iterations till you get what you want, can you protect the
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Very interesting, debatable,
Yeah.
high
This one's
question.
sticky.
And here's why, because right now, literally, the USPTO is saying who can own a patent? Can AI own a patent all by
Right.
themselves? So what they're kind of landed on right now is that a human needs to be in the loop, right? So and there's this whole debate between output and input. In other words, what you put into the AI versus what comes out of the AI, you know? So all I'm saying today is that here's what I do. I select that my AI cannot train on me. So I would encourage you to do that. It's not that hard. You can Google it. How do you click so that chat's not training on your model? But I'm very paranoid. So even though I click that, I'm very careful that I throw something into Instant IP first in case chat feeds it to somebody else and they're like, oh, I came up with that. Now I have a timestamp. But I would just say that we're all using AI. And if you're like, what? Grammarly is technically AI, right? So like there's so much AI even behind the scenes that I would just say be wise, be careful, fact check things. AI hallucinates. AI says, "Oh no, that's yours original. Check it."
Mm-hmm.
Just be
Mm-hmm.
wise. And then Amazon's literally asking the question when you upload a book now, is that AI? Amazon's limiting authors from uploading 3 books a day. Why? That's nuts. Who would have ever thought they could write 3 books a day? Because Amazon knows there's AI slop. That's a term out there today. So
Right.
just do the good thinking. Part of the good thinking is that you're actually using AI as a thinking partner, not as your crutch.
Not
Okay.
as a writer.
Yeah. Oh,
Truly, I want to say this like as kindly and also as urgently as I can.
yeah.
A lot of my work now has shifted to undoing what AI has helped people
Yes.
do. And really sort of saying sometimes we just got to throw that away and
Yes.
we got to start from scratch. We got to
You're
start
getting the
over.
same thing I am. We at our publishing company, we have people say, "Oh, I don't need to hire your ghostwriter. I just did everything with AI." And we open it up and we're like, "This is crap." Like there's no humanity. It sounds like a rhythm. People are gonna, you're losing credibility by
Exactly.
publishing that book.
Exactly.
I got to give a quick shout out to Pam really quick though, because I love her to death, and Pam invited me to speak. Look at this, see me speaking to all these people, and then she does this amazing event. Is this amazing or what? The reason why I'm highlighting Pam right now though is because she is a speaker, and here's me talking on my book. Well, guess what? This was a few years ago. Today they would have an AI device, an AI watch, Meta glasses. My point is this, like here I am on her big stage. Folks, everybody could be screenshotting everything these days. You see, there's me using a TM. See, I've learned even in the last 2 years. So all I'm saying is like im when you're speaking, you are being recorded. Like don't think if. So I'm not saying be paranoid, but do the good diligence to put your slide deck on Instant IP first, just so you can argue. Because if dude's making 150K per talk, you're getting value from your talk too.
I love it. Kary, you always over deliver, my friend. I'm gonna one more time, I'll put in the link for folks there. And I just want to
Got to give Nardia
encourage.
that Eventbrite link. I'm gonna put in the link for everybody here. If you're in Boston, come if you want.
Oh, do
Free,
it.
free. Just I don't know. We can't have the whole world come though, Caesar. So I don't know where you're sharing this, but
Friends,
anybody
if you're
anybody
joining
who
us for
can.
the first time, join us on our Facebook group page as well. Find me on LinkedIn. Join the newsletter. Continue to engage. Get a ton of content
Use
and
that
just
credit from Caesar.
support.
Text something
And
today.
use that credit and go and protect your talks, protect your content. One more time for Kary Oberbrunner, everybody. Let's give it up. And Kary, you get one more chance to dance this thing out. Woo! Oh yeah. I want you to feel it. Come on now.
Oh man, us bald guys, man. I don't know.
Kary,
You're a
you only
much
have
better
one move.
dancer.
You do
You're a
this
much,
one one more
yeah, yeah.
time.
I'm stirring the pot here. I'm at the university today. All right.
Have a good weekend,
Good stuff.
everybody.
Okay,
Love you
we'll see
guys.
you later. Bye.
Bye.